it was tough to know that you spend so much time and effort into something you truly believe and love, and it didn't do well financially. Hi, my name is Justin. I'm an associate producer at Ubisoft Singapore. I've been with the company for about 4.5 years and been working a lot on the Assassin's Creed brand. So day to day, it's not very structured most of the time. It's split into different kind of thematics. So sometimes I'm working on Excel, on budgets, on timelines. Some days it's spending a lot on playing the game itself, reviewing it with the directors, reviewing it with the team to make sure that we are at the right quality that we deliver to the players. And sometimes it's also working with the studio level stuff. I would consider myself quite lucky. I figured I wanted to do games for a living when I was 16 or 17. When I started making games, I always thought it would be easy, it's just going to be all fun and games, but it's not necessarily true. You realize balancing a game is a lot on using math to make your game believable in the right context. It's a lot of history. Everything I did not like about studying, I had to do at video games. So it was an interesting journey, yes. Knowing that I wanted to make games and knowing that I wasn't good enough after poly, I made the effort to become better. After army, I actually went to DigiPen. I went to DigiPen knowing quite clearly that I really wanted to start a studio. When we first started the studio, we were a bit lost, but we're very lucky in the context where one of our student games did pretty well. It was played by a very big YouTuber then, and it got 4+ million views in one night, and we were like, okay, maybe we should make that game a reality. I can't! It did pretty well in terms of awards. It was quite unique and innovative, all things considered, but awards don't necessarily translate to sales. All of the co-founders, 5-6 of us, we basically lived off our savings. Whatever money we won from awards or doing some contract work, we just paid ourselves a very meager sum to survive. So I think that was the difficult part, but knowing that when we put the game out there, when it was looked at by different players and picked up by media, people seemed to enjoy it. That was a very nice feeling that kept us going, basically. It was tough to know that you spend so much time and effort into something you truly believe and love, and it didn't do well financially. But I don't regret it at all, because I think the lessons learned from running my own studio and with my colleagues, with my friends, with my co-founders, which I basically treat as family now, I will never forget it, basically. Yeah. Thanks to running that studio and having the connections within the industry, I was able to meet some people at Ubisoft, where I am right now, and they recommended me to try for a job here, basically. I think the biggest transition is when I was running my own studio, it was 5 to 6 people. Making decisions was really, really quick. Whereas when you transit to a bigger company like Ubisoft, there's more layers to the management, so decisions are a bit slower. But I think what comes from working at Ubisoft is the more resources you get. So a lot of things that when I was running my studio, I said oh, this is too expensive, we can't do it. But at Ubisoft, most of the time you can. So I think that was the biggest transition, knowing that there's more to get alignment on, but also knowing you have more to build even bigger, better things. I worked on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then we worked on the Siege of Paris DLC as well. And right now, I've been working on AC Mirage, the upcoming Assassin's Creed that is set in Baghdad for the past 1.5 years. I think it's a very unique experience, and it's a very humbling experience. Because as an associate producer, a lot of times I'm not the person hands-on working on the game, but I get the opportunity every day to work with very talented people, see their ideas, work with them, understand what they're trying to make, and find the resources to get it done together. I've never worked on a game that has been quote-unquote easy. Every single day is difficult. But I think at the end of the day, seeing the product, seeing people play it, I think it's a really rewarding experience. At some point, I'll meet somebody and say oh, I played this game and it changed my life, or I played this game and I really remember it. Yeah, it has happened a few times, and it's a nice experience to know that there's people out there that care about your work. When I was younger, I played a lot of shooter games like Call of Duty, when I could still react fast enough. Now I just get whooped. Now I'm playing a lot more third-person action games. So Assassin's Creed, obviously, I play it. And then some of the games that we have at Ubisoft, like Far Cry and all that. I play outside of Ubisoft as well, because it's important to see what your competition is doing. So things like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. I haven't started playing Tears of the Kingdom yet, but I expect to start and enjoy it. I find that it's very important to keep abreast on the latest games and see what other people are doing, what we can learn from them, and what we can avoid as well. For me, in terms of fulfillment, it's really the process of seeing it to the end. So a lot of times people think that, oh, working in games, you get to play games. And yes, you do get to play games, but you play it in the worst state possible. Like being able to look at what the team wants to achieve on paper, seeing them develop it into something that's interactive, and being able to play it over days, weeks, and months to see it evolve, and in the end, become something that we deliver to our players. I think that's the part that gives me the most fulfillment.